Hey everyone, it's day 21 post-op. So 3 weeks ago I had the operation to remove all of the loose skin from my tummy. And it's been quite a 3 weeks. A lot more testing than I ever believed it would be. And even now, 3 weeks in, there's still sort of trials and tribulations coming my way. So last night couldn't sleep with pain in my hips, and it's carried on today to the point where I've not been out for a walk today because it's just too sore. So I think that's the stitching. It feels like the stitches are sort of pulling inside me as I move, and they keep sort of stinging and sending shooting pains, so not very nice. So I'm trying to ignore it as best I can and just taking ibuprofen. I can't even say that. I've also got in my leg pins and needles now, which apparently is a good thing. That means that the nerve that was damaged has woken up to the fact that it's okay to recover. So the pins and needles are a good sign of recovery, but it feels really strange. Swelling though is going down, so certainly sort of around here the majority of the swelling has gone and it's making me look like I've got enormous boobs. It is sort of more swollen around my lower tummy where the incision is, and my hips, top of legs, that's all still there, but nowhere near as bad as it was last week, so there's progress all of the time. I think one of the things I want to talk about today, we did a theme in the Facebook group last night, A Big Girl's Journey to Lean, and it was all about writing a letter to yourself. And I wrote a letter to myself, and it literally took me 5 minutes to write it because I never think these things through. I just kind of say whatever's on my mind, and it seemed to have hit a lot of people, as did my vlog last night. Both of which I didn't really put any effort into, so I'm always quite surprised by the response. I think one of the things I discussed in my letter to myself was the fact that I am enough. And it's been my biggest learning point, I think, through this journey to lean, is that I had this thought in my mind as a big girl that if only I could get slim, things would be better. I would achieve more, you know, I'd get promoted more, I'd get more rewards, people would like me more, I'd make more money, I'd be able to wear better clothes, and just ridiculous things because I was already doing all of that as a big girl. And I put pressure on myself over and over again to achieve more, to be more relevant, to be more extraordinary, to be more talented, to get another qualification, constantly, never satisfied, and constantly striving for something else so that I could feel like I was enough. And the fact that I had firmly planted in my head that weight was associated with that, I have now proven wrong. It's absolutely wrong. You can lose lots of weight, you can have cosmetic surgery, and you can stand in the mirror and be much more happy with what you see in the mirror. Don't get me wrong, and that does breed confidence, so that, you know, there are very big plus points as well as health benefits and fitness and all of that. But you don't stand in the mirror and feel any better as a person, or any more fulfilled, or any more satisfied. Completely not. The things that I am finding are satisfying me and making me feel more fulfilled are the things that I'm doing around helping other people on their journeys. So, you know, that's entirely different to the aesthetics of me now being in a size 10 and having a flat tummy. So I think it's really important to recognise that the art of losing weight won't make you feel any different as a whole person. It might give you boosted confidence, boosted self-esteem, but all of the drivers that make you tick will still be there, and you have to deal with those. So the thing that I've worked on the most during this journey, and the thing that's made me successful, I think, is the mindset piece around, you know, being happier to show my vulnerable side and not being ashamed of that. Being happier to talk about the things that have happened in my life that led to destructive eating patterns, secret eating, you know, using laxatives, using salt, all the crazy things that I have done in a bid to control an aspect of my life. All of that I have had to really understand and really deal with, and use positive thinking, use affirmation, use all of the tools and techniques to get me to a place where I can stand in front of the mirror and go, yes, that looks very nice, and yes, that's a great flat tummy. But more than that, I no longer have to think, I must be relevant, I must be credible, I must be this, I must be that, I must be the other. I'm just me. And I have talents. And those talents are relevant in some arenas and they're not relevant in others. And I have to find out where to play, because that's where I'm going to feel like a success. And what I have to understand is where my talents are not going to be needed or utilised, I just have to kind of go, well, that's all right then. And not feel like a failure and not feel like, you know, I'm not relevant or good enough. It's just, I'm not needed over there, I'm needed over here. And that mindset piece has got absolutely nothing to do with how much I weigh or whether I've had a tummy tuck or not. But for me, it's a major part of being able to sustain this journey. Because I think if I hadn't have tackled that, I would still be on the roundabout of, okay, I'm not good enough, so I'm going to go and put a load more weight on, and then go back through the cycle of losing it, putting it on, losing it, putting it on. And because I've tackled the big issue, I'm now able to be happy with me as a whole person. And that's incredibly powerful, but it's something that needs to be worked on every single day. It's a practice, it's a deliberate practice, and you have to believe it, and you have to say it to yourself, and you have to love yourself. It's about self-love, and that's on the inside and on the outside. Every aspect, every attribute, every fibre of your being, you need to love. And it's more difficult than you think it is, but completely achievable for everyone. So on that note, I'm going to leave you, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.